Hi, I'm Jennifer Bain. I'm the Toronto Star food editor. I did this absolutely ridiculous thing last year when I was testing the new Momofuku cookbook from David Chang out of New York City. I was making his famous Momofuku-style pork belly buns. I was on deadline. I was in a hurry. I was multitasking. I was talking to one of my colleagues in the kitchen. I had a brand new bottle of sriracha hot sauce, and I had trouble getting it open. And for some reason I got confused, and I was thinking about medicine bottles and the way you sometimes have to poke a hole in the top. And I'm embarrassed to say this, but I picked up a knife, this exact knife, which as you can see is a big chef's knife, and I went like this to jab it into the hole to poke it. And of course, it slipped and it went down to this finger and pretty much sliced my finger open. I saw right away my finger, I could see the absolute middle inside of my finger. My colleague was still working here at the time. She was trained in first aid, and all I said was, "Susan, help!" And she jumped up, she grabbed our first aid kit and came over and just like started rinsing it and wrapping it tightly and bandaging and trying to keep me calm. And I knew that I had really done damage to my finger. Except that I was on deadline, so we wrapped it up. I put on a plastic glove so that the blood wouldn't seep out of the bandage, and I continued finishing the dish. A few people were around who helped me finish. I'm not sure if it was just that recipe that was going in the next day or the whole story. I think it was about 3 or 4 hours. I lined up a doctor's appointment, and then finally, after all my work was done, I went to the doctor. And I ended up, I think, spending 8 or 9 hours in a merge. They put me to the very end, so I think it was 1 in the morning before I was actually treated, because they're like, oh, someone cut her finger. They put me to the absolute end of the line. And when they finally came and looked at me, they're like, this is incredibly serious. You have basically partially severed your nerve, and you have like a small window of a certain number of hours to get this fixed before, like, I don't know, it starts growing together in a bad way or something. So they're like, we're really sorry we put you to the end. So they stitched me up. I had to go to a hand specialist. Oh, when I walked into Emerge, they said, did this happen during work? And I said, yes. So that immediately triggered Ontario workers' compensation forms. And so I had to then go meet with our nurse, our health and safety people. I had to start filling out forms. I had to wait for this to heal. I had to go see a hand specialist. And my finger was partially numb, and he recommended surgery. This was more than a year ago, maybe 2 years ago by now, and I still have, I would say I've lost 30% of the feeling in this finger. So I have a lot of trouble. Like, I can't pick things up that well and twist things all that well. So every time I eat sriracha or cook with sriracha, I'm brought back to this moment of the stupidest thing I've ever done.